From parts unknown, I'm Mr. Hartgrave, and I have searched the internet all week to find the top news items for AEW Fight Forever, and I'm going to bring them to you in this video. Our first item on the list is going to be the downloadable content dates. I don't know how much news this is, but it was news to me, so I wanted to share it with you. The Limitless Bunny Pack featuring the Bunny and Keith Lee will be arriving on 7/25. And then the next date I have coming up, and this is the one I'm really excited about, which is going to be Hookhausen, very handsome, very evil pack. This will be coming to us on 8/22, so we won't have to wait for Halloween to get Danhausen in the game, Danhausen and Hook. If you can tell, if you're looking around, you might notice Mr. Hartgrave is most excited about Danhausen. I really hope that we're going to have some ability. They did such great detail with Orange Cassidy being able to put his hands in his pockets and kind of changing the style of how he wrestles. I'm really hoping that we have both a very nice and a very evil Danhausen. We've only seen very evil Danhausen that one time in AEW, but I want to see him all the time in AEW Fight Forever. Did you know that AEW Fight Forever respects the Code of Honor? That's right. This is coming to us here off of Twitter. Just seen this on AEW Fight Forever Reddit. You can do a handshake with your opponent after the match. If you want to do this, all you have to do is take control. After the match, you're able to walk around a little bit and still beat them up if you want to, or you can pick them up. He'll put his hand out. You hit either L1 or R1 to shake his hand, so you can adhere to the Code of Honor. I'm not sure if you're able to shake hands before the match, but you can shake hands after the match. I hear it can be dangerous to shake MJF's hand. Apparently, Kenny Omega can't stop talking about AEW Fight Forever, and that's a good thing because he let a lot of stuff slip this last week. I know this got reported a lot out there. Everyone was like, Kenny Omega confirmed that AEW Fight Forever is going to have this and this and this feature, all because Kenny Omega typed a few, sentences on Twitch. But here I've compiled all of it. This is what he actually said. So Kenny Omega jumped on Twitter to say, as someone who plays a ton of fighting games and first-person shooters, I've always encouraged fixes and rebalancing when situations like these turn up. I think referring to some of the matchmaking issues, characters are being seen to be overpowered. We're actually going to get into that. Kenny Omega is one of those characters, and he's going to mention that as well. But he says there will be continued support for the game, so all this feedback and suggestions are great. Feedback's being collected through an official Discord server for AEW Games, which there's a lot of it on there. So they're going to be paying attention to the community, which is good. And I don't know, man. I'm part of other video games where we complain a lot. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to complain about with Fight Forever. I just want to see more of it. And here's something interesting, though. Kenny Omega says, responding to Melon Bread, I know you like to dig into game mechanics. Looks like everyone has 1,400 hit points of main health, 700 hit points of head health, 400 arm, 750 body, 400 hit points of leg. Kenny Omega can confirm it's not true. My character actually has 2,000 hit points and regenerates. He says he's joking and maybe more. So there you go. Absolute proof that Kenny Omega in Fight Forever is OP. There you go, guys. If you're going online, you're doing matchmaking, you're doing one-on-one fights, you're trying to increase your rank, you keep getting matched against people playing Kenny Omega, and you're like, this isn't fair. You're right. It isn't. Kenny Omega needs a balance. Nerf him immediately. All right. Finally, Kenny Omega did an interview, and in that interview, he was quoted as saying, there was always going to be additions to this game. You haven't seen anything yet. You've seen a little bit, but you haven't seen a lot of the things that I'm very excited for. There's something in particular coming up. Now, this is before the trailer dropped, which it has now for Stadium Stampede. He says the Stadium Stampede mode he's very excited for. I think people are going to have a lot of fun. It's something so incredibly unique. I think it's going to be great. And this is great too. He says the roster, we're going to add bodies to the roster as well. Custom parts for Create a Wrestler, all that stuff. I can't wait to share more announcements with people and see more of the roster, more match types, and see these videos turn up online for how people are enjoying it. Well, you know you can look here, Mr. Omega. We're going to be enjoying the game for years to come. Now, I just said that I don't have very many complaints about AEW Fight Forever, and this isn't really news, but I did want to throw this in here before I talk about something a little more related to what I was just saying about Kenny Omega, talking about the expansion to the roster. But I do want to just take a moment. I just want to take a moment here, and this is a great write-up that I saw online of just how annoying it is to do a tag team finisher in AEW Fight Forever. Work the match and wear down both opponents. Go for the tandem finisher too early will lead to frustration as the opposing team members on the outside always jump in to interfere. Ensure the players, AEW wrestler, attack both opponents with the signature to get their momentum into the blue or the danger zone. Then when the opponent is worn down, knock the second team member from the apron, hit the signature on the opponent in the ring, then move the R stick or the keyboard's directional button to initiate the special, go for the pin, but break the pinfall with the break it or whatever button you're going to press there to break the pin. This will prompt the player's teammate to jump into the ring. Then when the second teammate's in the ring, wait for the prompt for the tandem finisher, move the R stick and press the directional buttons. Oh my God. I've never done one of these. I might have to make a video where I just spend the whole video trying to do one. I think it might take me an hour. This is so specific. They need to set up something so where when you're ready for it, and if you're close enough to the other guy to tag him in, you can just hit the finisher. We need we need this changed. This is a problem. No good. Getting back to what Kenny Omega said about a big roster, one very interesting bit of information I found was a data mine laying out all the characters that would have been in the initial roster for AEW Fight Forever. Now, this looks like this was very early on. I don't know how many of these characters we're even still going to potentially get in AEW Fight Forever over the years, but this is a very 2019-centric version of Fight Forever. Maybe just like an initial roster list. Maybe, I don't know what point of development these characters were in, but I just found it interesting to see all these names like Jake Hager, Big Swole. I don't think we're going to see Big Swole coming, but at one point, this was projected. They were going to put in Brandy Rhodes, Penelope Ford, Alan Angel, Alex Reynolds. We got more Dark members, more Dark Order members in here. Angelico, Austin Gunn, Brandon Cutler, Colt Cabana. Do you think CM Punk would allow Colt? What kind of problems would we have there? Evil Uno. Now, Evil Uno is my number one character. Somebody asked me recently, what character do I think should be in the game that isn't in the game? Everybody thinks anybody who knows anything says it's Evil Uno because he's been a big part of AEW games. He's been a big part of AEW historically, and we just don't have enough Dark Order. We have, Johnny Hungy, and that's like it. John Silver. We don't really have, Anna Jay is there, but as we know, she's moved away from the Dark Order, and Brody Lee, rest in peace. But I think we really need, that official kind of active member of the Dark Order in there. This is like ripe for downloadable content, though. Maybe there's something really special planned to honor the Black Order. Anyways, I don't want to get hung up on that. Frankie Kazarian, Isaiah Cassidy, Jack Evans. I don't even remember Jack Evans. Joey Janela, I remember, and he's moved on, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Oh, I threw in John Silver. A lot of the people that are on the roster were in this list as well. I was just trying to stick to the ones that were not on here, like Kip Sabian, Luther, Marco Stunt. So this shows you how long this game's been in development, because Marco Stunt, their contract went up quite some time ago. Mark Queen, Matt Seidel, Michael Nakazawa, Ortiz, Peter Avalon, Preston 10 Vance, QT Marshall, Santana, Sean Spears, Sonny Kiss, Stu Grayson, The Blade, The Butcher, Allie, not the bunny, but Allie, interesting. Awesome Kong, Emmy Sakura, Leva Bates, Mel, Serena Deeb, Shauna, Anthony Bowens, Matt Caster, so the Acclaim, and we told you about that last week. They've been confirmed that they are taking pictures of them. So even though the roster was here, we can tell with at least the Acclaim that, you know, the finishing touches weren't done on any of this, because if Anthony Bowens and Max Caster were saying, hey, they just took pictures of us, then even though the names were in here, we don't know. It could have been very early on. They might have just been throwing names in here, placeholders, maybe move sets. That's why you might see so many move sets in here. They probably did the move sets before they finalized all the textures out. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Darius Martin, Dante Martin, Billy Gunn, Layla Hirsch, Griffin Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr., Serpentico, Lee Johnson, Diamante, Avales, Red Velvet, and then finally there's a Green Man in the files as well. I think this was some kind of like I was saying, like some kind of testing framework, some kind of dummy that they could throw in and test moves with before they had more finalized character designs. But yeah, I found this fascinating. Let me know if you think this is fascinating. Which one from here would you most like to see end up in the final game as some downloadable content? Finally, I have a couple of items here for you that are more kind of channel specific news related to what we're doing here on the channel. And you know, a big part of what we do here on the channel at Mr. Hartgrave from Parts Unknown is look at secrets. We try to unlock things. I know people like that kind of stuff. So I've been working on doing that. And one of the next big videos I'm going to be putting out is how to get all the snapshots, where they're at, any tricks to it, any of them that are difficult to unlock. And I know a lot of people in my comments have been talking about the Rampage snapshot. This is in a lot of places where you got to get a picture of a snapshot at a Rampage. And the thing is Ryan writes, the Rampage snapshot is only available for women characters. That's why we're missing it, guys. We're not giving enough respect to the ladies. Playing as dudes too much. You got to pick up the female wrestlers. And I can confirm this. I did this with Abaddon. I was able to get one of these with Abaddon. I'm still missing some others, but what I've heard is it's a picture of you winning the TBS titles in all three sections where they have these. I think there's one that isn't. I think there's one that is male. But if you're missing a lot of them, then you got to try a playthrough with a female character. And I'll get a guide going to tell you how to get to all the different branching areas. And there's a lot of glitch snapshots too. So you might be missing some because they're glitched, but you also might be missing a lot of them because you're neglecting the female characters on the roster. And you know what? We're missing a lot of female characters on the roster, so I kind of don't blame you if you don't see, you know, the female character that you like, the female wrestler that you like from AEW, because a lot of the new ones aren't on there. I'm really looking forward to the bunny coming out. That's going to be a fun one to play through the story mode with. Now, finally, I just want to make sure I call this out because for some reason, man, the algorithm just didn't pick up and run with it. It's been confirmed that winning the AEW World Championship 20 times in exhibition mode works. I just did it with Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley, unlocked both their gold attires. I got the video on this. If you want to see exactly how to do this, I'll link it after this video as well. If you missed this and if somehow the algorithm takes off with this video, but yeah, this is what I've been doing. This is what I'm doing. If you're wondering what I'm doing in AEW Fight Forever right now, it is exactly that. I'm going through every single character, and what they have to do is they have to win the belt 20 times. So they have to lose the belt and win the belt 20 times. I know a lot of people putting down in the comments, they're like, well, I've won 20 times with him and he has the belt. He has the world champion and I went and won 20 times. No, they have to lose it and win it. So the easiest way to do it is to have two controllers. You know what? Everybody's going to put this video out. You can watch, please watch my video. It's so weird to see it just leave my hands and just go free. Like we broke it here first. We broke it here first, Gravediggers. We broke the news, and Mr. Hartgrave is probably going to be one of the first ones to unlock every single character's gold attire as well. I think it's going to take me about 5 more hours to do this. So I got to go do that. Let me know if you like this video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check out the gold costumes video if you haven't already and start unlocking the gold costumes that you want. And Gravediggers, keep digging.